Okay, I wanted to do a quick video on this PowerTech power supply. It's an MP3098. I wanted a linear power supply for a radio. Got this one from JCar. Not too impressed with it. Wanted to show you around it and tell you what I'm going to do to it to modify it and make it better and usable. So first thing I did was I did a load test on it with this. Now amazingly, yeah, I took it up to 20 amps and stood up. The output voltage didn't sag significantly. I was pretty happy with it. Then I thought, oh well, take the lid off and have a look, and this is what I found. So the first immediate thing I found was the lack of solder on everything. Just look at those diodes just kind of hanging there in the breeze. Then I had a look and found that yeah, the main transformer, look at that, that's not soldered in. Hold on, let me get a better shot of this. Sorry. Yeah. Main transformer, it's not soldered in. You can see the leads just jammed through, wiggling around in the breeze there. Pretty disappointing. I suppose the other side of those diodes there is soldered, but that side of it isn't. I guess they're plated. I mean, it does work, and I did get reasonable current out of it. Soldering here is not too bad. That's a bit how you're doing up there. The rest of the board looks okay, I guess. So my plans for this is change out all these caps here, right? Change them out with something nice. None of this Chinese rubbish that's in there. There's a cap down there as well, which from what I've read, that's a 25 volt cap, and I think it's got about 23 volts on it. So yeah, I'd like to change that out so it's not under as much stress, but also so it's a a decent brand. I think I'm just going to recap this thing so it's reliable. Now the other thing I'm going to do too is I'm going to build a crowbar circuit for it. Now essentially what that does is if these transistors fail, and basically it's unregulated if you got the full whack of what you've got available here, what that will do is, using a Zener diode, I'm going to use a 15 volt one, and essentially I'll have that trigger an SCR, so when the diode conducts, it will short the power supply, and I'll have a fuse in there so it will protect anything I've got connected to this. I've discovered this is plastic, so I'm going to put in a voltage and current meter just so I can see what's going on. That'd be nice. That'd be easy to drill into. And I think potentially I might upgrade some of this wiring. I mean, this could have been pretty good. They've at least heat shrinked it. They've heat shrinked it where the mains has come in. They've bothered to, put a bit of goo down there to stop the earth nut coming undone. Hopefully they've scratched the paint off. Although one of the first things that I did was check for continuity to earth to the case, and there was no problem there. That's one of the first things I do with Chinese products. You got to remember, this is a $200 power supply. If you want to buy something like a Yaesu one or something, you're going to be paying almost double, right? So yeah, it is cheap. It's got potential to be all right. It just needs some fixing. If you're going to buy this thing, I'm treating it like a starting point. It's a good kit. I think that this could be turned into quite a nice power supply, actually, just with a little bit of effort. So this is sort of part one. Part two, I might show some of the modifications that I've done to it, and hook it up on the scope and see how clean it is and all that sort of fun stuff. Now, one thing I was actually surprised about, it doesn't overshoot when you turn it on. I know a lot of power supplies will do that. They'll overshoot, and can be quite nasty for a second there, but This one doesn't seem to do that. I was actually surprised. I was full well expecting it to. But so the first thing I'm going to do anyway is solder up this, because that is just ridiculous. I'm going to remove this board completely, put solder where there's need to be, just tidy up all these joints, clear all that flux and crap off the board. Otherwise, I suppose it's reasonably tidy inside, isn't it? But I'm sure, you know, we can improve it, we can make it better, put some meters on it, make it look nice. Yeah, I think it'll be alright. It'll do the job. The transformer's not too bad looking. It's not wound horribly or anything. It's got a bit of a part number down there. I don't actually know what it's rated for, but truth be told, when I was load testing this, I cranked it up to 20 amps, and it, yeah, no worries. Cranked it up to 22, which is supposed to be its peak current, and went a little bit further than that, not much. So I can tell you that the overload protection that it says that it's got, which I'm not sure about that. I've got to go through this board here and have a look, but that certainly doesn't work. So I quickly turned it back down. But having said that, it didn't complain. The heat sinks at the back here, it got a little bit warm, but not blazing hot or anything. So look, it could be quite a decent power supply once I'm done with it. Change out those caps and put something decent in there and make it last, I reckon. Anyway, stand by for the part 2 of the video, and I'll step you through the modifications.